Are you looking to keep your website visitors engaged and informed? Well, the Events app by Wix is a great tool that you could use to display your events on your website. Let's take a look at it. So, on the left side of your dashboard, this is your Wix dashboard. And on the left side, you will go to Events. So, let's click Events. Okay, once you click Events, you will see this window, which is your published window. Usually you'll see your list of upcoming events, but for this purpose, we are setting up events for the first time. If you don't see all of your events, you can clear out this filter here, which says upcoming. You can clear this out to see all of your previous and future events. Let's create your first event. Come up to the top right side of your window and click Add Event. Once you click Add Event, you will have two options. Your ticketed event, which clearly says it offers paid or free tickets, perfect for classes, workshops, or conferences, or just any event that you know you will possibly sell tickets and use Wix's native check-in app to scan the QR code on the tickets, which I will show you in this tutorial. Or you can use the RSV method to simply collect your RSVPs and a wait list. This will not, this option will not allow you to check in any registrants or participants you, like the ticketed event app. So for the ticketed event app, if you want to check them in using the QR code that will be mailed to your participants, use the ticketed events. This is also for selling tickets and free tickets. If you just want to collect a list of attendees without a check-in option, you'll use the RSVP event option. Okay, so let's look at how to set up the event and what you need to truly make your event stand out and engaging so people can click and reserve tickets. First thing you want to do is to create an event name. Let's give it Holiday on the Bluff. Write a short teaser for your event. Come join us for a spectacular celebration. If you wanted to set up categories to where you have different ways to engage with different sections of your website, say if you have some sections for men, some sections for women, some sections for children, you can set up a category just for those to target those people. So if you want to create a men category, and if your event is just for men, you will select men. If you want to select or set up a category for women, you can set up a category for women. And if you want to set up a category that targets uh, events for children, you can set it up this way. Confirm it. For this purpose, we are not going to select a category which will be a universal list of open to everyone, basically. Okay. Next thing you want to do is to create or choose an event image. So here on your right side, where it says event image, click and choose your image. This will open the Wix Media Manager where you can categorize, file, sort, or just keep your images and your media organized. For this purpose, I'm going to go over to media from Wix. And I am just going to select one of the options that come up just for this video. So select and add to page. Next thing we want to do is to tell people when our event is. You have the option single event, reoccurring event, or to be decided TBD. Let's choose a start date. Let's make Holiday on the Bluff sometime in the summer. Why not July 4th? Let's set a start time. Wix does have a little bug here. So if you choose a start time, the first time it won't select. So you have to choose it for a second time. And I want to make this event 1 p.m. For the end time, let's make it the same day. July 4th, end time, let's say 7 p.m. And again, because this does have a little bug in it, you have to select it twice. 7 p.m. Choose your time zone. So usually you'll set your time zone in your settings, which says here, your regional settings. Depending on your time zone, this will already be set, but you can choose whatever time zone is related to you. So if you have, say, if you're in California, or if you're in the Pacific Coast, you'll choose the Pacific time. We're going to leave this at New York, which is the East Coast. You can have the option of displaying your event date, end date and time, and also show your time zone. Show your time zone is defaulted to off, while show event end date and time is always on. But you can turn this one off, you can turn this on, and you can turn it off, you can turn it on. To add a recurring event to your event, say if your event happens every Wednesday or every Friday or every Saturday or every Sunday, any day of the week, you can add that event right here. One thing to note that is that once you create this event with your repeating days or specific days, your events will then become individual events, and you will have to either delete all of your events if you needed to add more information, or change the thumbnail or something like that. If you needed to change any details about that event, once all of these events are created and it's published, they become individual events, and then you will have to update each event to change the information on the events. So just FYI. So you can set it up here. If it happens every Saturday at 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., you set your start and end time. You set your time zone just like always, and then you will select your frequency. So if it happens every Saturday, you can select Saturday. If it happens every Monday, Saturday, you can select that. If it happens every day of the week, if you have like a phone call that happens every morning or every afternoon, you can do that. So, and you can select an end date. So you can give it a specific date that it will end in the future, all the way forever, the year to 2041. So you can select a future end date, or you can say after 6 events or after 12 events, this event will no longer take place. So that's how you do recurring events. Now let's set a location. You can choose a physical location, online, or to be decided TBD. I will go through online option in a separate video and show you the features inside of the Events app where you can connect a Zoom recording or a Zoom webinar meeting right in the Events app. But for now, we're going to choose physical location. Let's find some type of location. So let's just search with the word bluff and see what comes up. State Park. So our location is going to be, let's see, this one is in PA, which is on the East Coast. So Erie Bluffs State Park. Sometimes the venue name will not default, but it looks like Wix has fixed that issue. But you can change your event name to whatever you want it to be. But your event name and your address will be what's visible on your website. And then for your event description, you can add what your event is about. As it says here, use this space to tell guests more about this event, including event schedule, speakers, important information, and more. Along with your event description window here, you can add several media items, which include add image, add gallery, add video, and add file. You also have other options at the bottom, which include, again, your add an image, add a gallery, add divider, some coding options, which is HTML code, but you can also add a video, add an Instagram post linked from your Instagram, a TikTok video, a post from X or Twitter, another coding option in case you have an embed code from another platform that you want to embed into your Events app. Then you can add a GIF, which you can click there. You can see a lot of options to choose from. You can also add a file from your media manager. You can add an emoji. You can add an expandable list, which I'll show you in a second, and you can add an audio file. Also, the great thing about your Events app is, and really most of the apps within Wix is you have the option to create with AI. So let's create a temporary content or description about the event Holiday on the Bluff. It gives you several options where you can read over. If you like it, insert it. If you don't like it, you can exit to rephrase. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and just insert. Also, you can hit the three dots and it should give you more options, which are off the screen. So you can copy the clipboard, you can rephrase, you can shorten, you can expand, or change your tone to professional, casual, funny, confident, and enthusiastic. Let's change the tone. Let's try it out. Let's change it to enthusiastic. AI is going to think again. Created a different description. The first description is still there to review. You have the option of inserting that one or inserting the new one. So let's insert the new one. There we have your event. So have your title. You can highlight it. And once you highlight an option, you have the option to change the headings. Look out for another video that talks about your headings within Wix and why you want to make sure that you're choosing the correct headings. For this one, you never want to choose heading 1 because your heading 1 is most likely going to be your event name. Heading 2 would be your descriptions, and heading 3 would be the subtitles, and so on and so on. So heading 2 would be the title of your description, as you see here. Subtitles below that would be usually heading 3. This one may be heading 3 and heading 3. Your paragraphs will always be a paragraph in this option. Always set that to paragraph. If you wanted to add links to an outside source or to different pages on your website, you can simply choose maybe a word or say something like click here to learn more about this event. Want to make it descriptive. Just don't tell them to click here to learn more. Say click here to learn more about this event. Highlight it and use the toolbar that pops up um, about your typography to modify it. So you can either bold it, unbold it, underline it, italicize it, strike through it. You can align it, you can number it, you can add bullets, you can increase the indentation, decrease the indentation, line spacing. For this one, we're going to create a link. So this link is going to link to an outside website. So if you wanted to talk about the city where your event is located, Lake City, PA. So I'm not sure of the website. Let's look it up. Lake City, PA. So if you want to link to the city's website, you can paste that city website into your event description, or you can link out to sections and pages on your website. If you link out to sections and pages and dynamic pages on your website, you want to make sure that you turn off link new in a web page, because we want to keep people on our website. So we don't want to make them go to another site or have too many tabs open. If you are choosing a web address that's outside of your website, leave links open to a new page or new tab. Leave the toggle on. For the other options, hide source info, hide info about link source. If you are linking out to another page and you don't want the back end to reference this outside source, you can toggle this off. To tell search engines to ignore link, say if you don't want people to know that you're linking on their website, you can turn it off or turn it on. Or if you know that this is a sponsored link here, you can turn this on or off. So right now, we're just going to leave it at linking to a web address that's outside of our website, and we're going to save it. Now you see that the link is underlined in blue. That usually indicates that this is an active link where people can click on it. As you see here, we have bullet points. So, and bullet point is highlighted here. If you want to turn this off, you can turn it off. If you wanted to make it bullet points again, you can turn it on or simply hit your undo method. And then your date and time and location. Again, your date and time and location are already built into your Wix event page here and here. So I can show you after we finish building what that would look like. All right, so we have our event information set. Let's create draft. Click and create draft up in the top right. We haven't completed the steps yet. We haven't published it yet. Let's look at the registration form. So if you are um, requiring people to sign up so you can collect their information, emails are always great when you are engaging with people, and it creates a list. So we want to gather some information about the people who are attending our event. Here you have the different options. You can say guests can RSVP, yes or no, I'm going, I'm not going, or you can leave it simple and turn it off and just automatically assume that everyone who is registering for your event will be attending in person. What info do you need? Will always be required. Your first name, last name, and your email. Email will always be required because once your attendee officially registers for the event, they will receive an email about their registration. You can, however, change the field titles like you see here, first name and last name. In your form preview, you can change your event title. So event, let's change this to registration information. Click the check mark to accept it. And now that has changed here, registration information. First name, last name, keep it standard. Email, I would suggest keeping that standard as well. However, you can add more options such as collecting a phone number, address, adding a date, maybe a birth date for the attendee. And what I really love is you can um, request additional guests who will be attending with this person who is registering online. And there is another way in the ticketing system or ticket window where you can um, make sure that you are collecting registration information such as first name, last name, email with each ticket versus just the person who is registering for the event. You can also add comments and also custom questions. So if you wanted to have anything we should know, maybe for allergies or food preferences, you can add this additional question to your form registration. You can add it in a short text, a long text, which you see here, makes the box just a little bit bigger. You can edit that option. You can change it to a drop-down menu. And for here, you can have several options as, for instance, true, hit comma to accept it, false, and then, as I said, maybe some food options, chicken, steak, or any allergies, peanut allergy, and so forth and so on. You can make this field required if you want to. So you would check that check mark if you want to make the field required. But if you want to accept the changes or accept how you built this particular field, hit the check mark. Okay, and there you go. You can see that your preview changed. We can't preview it here, but we can check it and see how it looks once we complete building our event. One more option that you have in the response type, you have multiple choice options, which you see here now. They're all listed out as multiple choice. Or you can change it to a checkbox multiple choice, which kind of is like the same thing. One just has a radio button. This one has a checkbox button. Okay. And then to submit, you can say, you can change this title to finalize registration if you want to, but submit is the general term for submitting a form. Okay, once we have that, let's choose save. Now we saved our registration form. You have options to send thank you messages, registration close message. You also have the option of setting policies if you know that certain conditions about refunds, entry requirements, or dress code um, about the event and you want your guests to know. You can add it as a policy, and then you can also set it up to where they will set a checkbox on your form acknowledging the policies of this particular event. And it's simply you just click the button, add your policy name, add your policy terms, and add policy. So just for testing purposes, we'll add policy, policy terms, dress code enforced, no open toed shoes, please. Add policy, and there's your policy. Okay, let's go back to our settings. Additionally, you can receive emails either daily or per every RSVP, a person who registers for your event, or you can set it to um, you don't want to receive any emails. I like to keep it on daily because I just like to know who's registering for my events. Let's click save. And that's registering for every event without being overwhelmed in your inbox for everyone. So we're just going to select the daily one to just get a summary of the people who are registering. All right. And then at the bottom, you can send confirmation emails out to your attendees. You can send out reminders that the event is coming up. And also you can send out cancellation emails if you happen to cancel your event. Other windows that you have here are features, where I showed you can set an online event. With setting the online event, you can automatically add a video conference. Even if you don't set an online event and you are having an in-person event, but you want to set up a video conference as well, you can add a conference here, which will connect you with Zoom, which is really cool. You can also set up Wix groups, which allows you to share updates and let guests post about your event. Say if it's an all women's event, all men's events, or just, excitement about having this event in Pennsylvania, in Lake City. You can set up an event for people just to chat about what they're excited about and the spectacular views that this particular city offers. You can also set up a schedule. If you know that your event will have different components, different sessions, different bands, different times where these events within your events will happen, you can set it up as a schedule. So people, when they come to your website, they will know at what particular time maybe a band is taking the stage, or this particular session or speaker will get up to speak. You can set it right here. So let's do a test. Say John Brown Band will be taking stage on our date. Our event ends at 7 o'clock, so we're going to set it to be about 250. And you can set an end time. The end time for 350 is about right. We'll give them an hour to be on stage. Place, you can say main stage or give it um, a different location. For tags, if you want to say women, men, children, you can set it here. Then you can also add a description about the John Brown Band or about them taking the stage and what your visitors will encounter or what they can expect from the John Brown Band. Maybe it's their the type of music they play. You can add it in the description here. Let's add it to our event and let's save. Okay, if you wanted to add another schedule, you can go up here and manage, but just notice that it moved away from the features you can add up to its own section. It's just showing you that this feature is now active. Promotions. You can send out invitations to your attendees. Once we publish, we haven't published the event, but once we publish it, we can send out email invitations, almost like newsletters or just correspondence to keep engagement going about our event. You can highlight custom badges um, with details about how many tickets are left, early bird pricing, sales, or headline acts. You can add this here, just increases engagement. You can create a link or bio to your event. You can advertise on Facebook or Instagram. This is more so for ads and like Google ads, Facebook ads, but this is specifically, excuse me, for Facebook and Instagram. You must know about ads to take advantage of this feature. I would say use the native apps, go through Facebook and go through Instagram if you want to create ads for these to advertise your event rather than creating it here. You can also create a promotional video about your event. You can post on social media about your event. Again, I would use the native apps to directly create your content on those platforms. And then we have options for SEO, which is another video that I have. And then print. If you wanted some materials ordered, Vistaprint is a good website to order banners, signs, invitations, cards, keepsakes, um, cups, mugs, and so on to advertise your event or your organization. And then the last thing is your guest list. Your guest list will show you the total list of people who have registered for your event. If I were to go ahead and publish this, you will see an orders option come up. Once I have tickets, I haven't gone through the ticket setting yet, but we will do that shortly. Go ahead and publish this event. So now my event is live on my website, and let's look at what that looks like. So this is the page that's on your website. This is your Wix event page. You see your title, you see the date, location, you see our description, our short description here. Join us for a spectacular celebration. You have the image that we chose. We have our time and location with our full event address. We have about the event and our nice description that we created with AI. And we have a show more button here where you can click and show our full description. And then we also have our schedule where we added that John Brown Band will be taking stage at 2:50 p.m. for 1 hour. And then there's an option to see all if we had more options for scheduling. Then there's an option here to click to get tickets. You can click here to say RSVP, and this will take us to our registration page. But we aren't done yet. For this particular event, I want to sell some tickets. So now let's set up some tickets. So we're going to go back to settings. And I believe for this one, I did not choose or set up my event properly because I chose RSVP. So for RSVP, this option does not allow us to set up tickets, but I can show you now what it looks like to set up tickets for your event. Okay, now we're back on the creating an event window, almost like we're going to start fresh. This time we're going to choose ticketed events so we can sell tickets. Okay, for here, we're going to say school field trip. For the category, we're going to say this is for children. For the date, we're going to choose March 16th, which should be about spring break. And we're going to say this event will be at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Well, let's make it 1:30 p.m. We have our time zone, physical location. Let's say Top Golf. Just choose a location. I like this map where it can show you. And the map is also built in on your registration page. We have our description. Again, let's create something with AI. Okay, we have our event description finished. Just want to add some spacing here just to make it look good. I want to bold the title and underline it. Okay, let's choose an image from our media manager. I'm going to look up golf. So you can type it in if you don't have an image already created, you can choose an image from this window. I like this one. And let's click create draft. Now let's set up tickets to alert people how much it will cost for this field trip. So let's go to create tickets now. Say field trip with golfing. We have several options. First, you can set a description. This ticket includes golfing. For fixed price, Fixed price will be your main price that won't change for this particular event. So we can say $10. For the pricing options, if you wanted to say, although this is for ninth graders, if you wanted to have different options for uh, parents or teachers, you can set this here. So for students, $10. For parents, this would be $20. For teacher, it would be $15. Or you can allow your attendees to pay what they want. This is similar to like a donation, but with this you can set a minimum price they must pay for a ticket. So um, if they're paying what they want to pay, but the minimum donation is $5, let's set it there. The last option for the pricing method is free. If you want your ticket to be free, you can choose the free option. It will show up as a $0 ticket, but you will not collect any fees. Your ticket quantity, if you have unlimited number of tickets that you have that anybody can go, you can set that here. Or if you have a limited number of tickets, say 50, only 50 people can go, or only 50 people can go, so I can only allow 50 tickets to be booked, you will set that here. For a ticket description, this is similar to like your policy, just telling you about the ticket and what people can expect about the event. You can definitely customize this to fit your event. For advanced settings at the bottom, you can set a ticket sales period. So tickets will go on sale today through March 16th, or they can start at a later date, maybe February 24th. It'll go on sale at 12 a.m. Sorry about that. And then maybe this ticket will only be available for a couple of days. I want it to end on March 2nd at 11:50 p.m. Or if you want to set it for the beginning of the day, 12 a.m. Remember, Wix has this bug with their time selector. Okay, there we go. Lastly, for tickets, if you want to show your ticket visibility when the ticket is on sale or not, you can either show ticket at all times, you can hide the ticket at all times, or hide the ticket when it's not on sale. So being that we set a start date that's not today and an end date, this ticket will be hidden from our details page until, if we select this option, our ticket will be hidden from our details page until this date starts up until this date ends. For this purpose, I'm going to leave this on to show ticket at all times. The last thing I want to do is check out this new feature. Not really new, but it definitely adds value to your event, which is your ticket PDF, which all registrations, or all participants, all attendees will receive in their email. You can customize your ticket event design. Let's look at it. Let's click on design, edit ticket design, or you also have the option, if this is not your first time setting up an event and you've used or have customized a ticket design before, you can use an existing design. For this one being our first one, let's use edit ticket design. It will prompt you to save your information because it's always great to save. We're going to save our changes that we've built so far for our tickets. This window opens up to customize now our design. We can choose the classic over here on the left side. You can choose the classic window or design, sleek, professional, chic, bold, and playful. For tickets, for me, I like to choose something with a white background. That way, if attendees decide to print this off, it won't use a lot of ink for them. That's just me being conscious of using printer ink. But I do like using a color background as well, just to spruce up what they see in their email. For this, I'm going to choose playful. On your ticket events, for all ticket events, you're going to have a QR code. Your QR code would be helpful when you go in and check in your events. I'll have another video about that on my page about how to check in people for events. But for now, let's look at the PDF tickets. This is what they will receive in their email once they click submit and register for your event. So you have your title, your date and location, your ticket type and pricing, their name, your ticket detail, ticket number, order date, and then the image for their for the event that you can select. Over on the left side, you can customize, so you can turn on or turn off certain text options. I would never turn off the QR code because it's just helpful to have so they can check in. And these QR codes are unique for every registration. Your order date, description, ticket price, you can turn those on and off. You can change the text type. So the fonts, you can change those. You can change your image. You can either edit your image, which will take you to the Wix Photo Studio. You can add some filters. You can add some decorations. You can add some overlays. And then you can also utilize their object eraser to remove objects. It may not be perfect, but you can remove objects from your image. And so on. And that's what it looks like. You can also use the AI image editor where you can prompt it to tell what you want to see happen in this image. And if you need to revert back to the original, you can do so here. If you wanted to replace the image, you can replace it and it will open up your media manager and you can choose a different image, either the same image that we chose to create our event or a different image for the tickets. I think I saw one that I liked. So let's go back and choose another one. Okay. Let's click apply to save our changes. And it says down here, changes saved. Go back to our event. Now we have our ticket designed with our image. Now let's save it to our tickets. As we saw, we scheduled our event to go live on a certain date. So this will not be visible. It will be visible, but people will not be allowed to uh, select any of these tickets until this start date of this date. If you wanted to create another ticket, you can repeat the process and choose a fixed price, general admission, $10. Don't set a date. It'll always be active and it's always available. And then let's publish. Now our event is published. Let's check it out. This is our event, school field trip, our date, buy tickets here. If they click here, it will scroll down to the ticket options. We have our 2 ticket options, field trip golfing, which has, it's not on sale yet, so we can't see the other options, but we do have our general admission, which is $10, and our quantity there. For our events, if we wanted to set up how we want to collect their information for the ticketed events, let's go to ticket settings. You can offer, you can add tax to your tickets if you're allowed to add tax to offset some additional costs. You can set a ticket limit per order. So I'm going to say people can only request 2 tickets per ticket order. And then checkout time, when they are on the checkout window, this will give them a max time of securing those 2 tickets that they have placed on hold, basically. Let's save it. But also for our ticket window option, you can customize the checkout form. You can have either one checkout form per order or one form per ticket. One form per order will only collect the information of the person who is checking out currently. But if you know that you want um, one form per ticket and you want to collect information for each attendee who's requesting a ticket, one form per ticket will allow them to enter in information for each individual ticket and the person who's requesting the ticket. So if I wanted to apply names to some coworkers or children, and I don't want the tickets to be all in my name, I can add their name to the tickets. And I can send them their own ticket, and I don't have to be worried about having their tickets. Okay? Just to see, let you show what that looks like for our free ticket, I just want to turn this ticket sale period off so we can see what our options and what the ticket looks like. Okay, so let's go back to our page. Now we have our information. It's not updated just yet, so let's just refresh it. And there we go, it's now updated. So we have our field trip with golfing. We have the more information. This is a free price. We can set our quantity, which is 2. The max is 2. There's a limit of 2 tickets. That's what we set in the settings. And it will max out all of the tickets. So, and that's per order. So if I select 2 here, I won't be able to select any more tickets here. If I were to change this to 1, I can then select 1 ticket here. Got it? Perfect. If I wanted to go back and take that quantity off, but I also want to change my tickets to have those different levels, pricing options to say child, $5, parent, $10, teacher $7. Now have this option of either passing the ticket service fee, which is kind of standard between all payment processors. Uh, Most notably and most recognizable platform is Eventbrite. How they can either the organizer can pass on that service fee to you, or they can absorb the fee themselves. And you can see here. So if I absorb the fee myself and $5 ticket is chosen, the ticket service fee is 13 cents, or I think 2.5 cents, I believe it is. You can check here. United States, 2.9% is the fee. Yes, 2.9%. So you can either pass it on to the buyer, or you can absorb that fee, or again, pass it to the buyer. And now on their ticket, instead of $5, it'll be $5.13. They absorb the fee, and your revenue will be $5. Versus if you absorb the fee, your revenue is $4.87. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's save the ticket again. Let's go back to our overview, and let's look at the ticket, and let's refresh this page. Now we should see our ticket options. So field trip with golfing, $5 to $10. The child is $5. Parent is $10. Teacher is $7. I didn't remove the ticket limit, but you get the idea. Let's say if I want to choose one ticket for parent, one ticket for child, and go to checkout, you see how the checkout would look, but on this site, I don't have payment. This plan does not allow payments, so I have to do another video about payments and what it looked like when you check out, and what the checkout payment screen will look like. But I believe you get the idea of how to set up an event through Wix Events app looks like. If you have any questions about the Events app, definitely drop your questions in the comments, and I'll definitely be able to help you troubleshoot or make another tutorial about the Events app, or let me know what other tutorials you want to see within Wix. I hope this helps. Let me know how I did. Yeah, I'm excited. Go be great, and go and create some engagement on your website. I'm excited to see what you create.